Confirmation hearings for Supreme Court nominee Ketanji Brown Jackson began just a short time ago. Senators on the Judiciary Committee are questioning the federal appeals court judge about her record and approach to judging. Jackson has vowed to defend the Constitution and remain independent on the high court. Nicole Killian is covering the hearing for us. Nicole, good morning to you. How tough do you think it could get for the judge today?
As you can see over my shoulder, questioning just got underway this morning. Republicans are drilling down on Judge Jackson's views on everything from court packing to crime, while Democrats are trying to keep the focus on her record.
Would you like to comment at the outset of those who are looking for a label, what your position is on judicial philosophy?
I am acutely aware that as a judge in our system, I have limited power, and I am trying in every case to stay in my lane.
Democrats kicked off the second day of Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson's confirmation hearings.
Sorry, someone said, "Is hot dog a sandwich?" This is what they need to decide, bro. That would be a better use of the Senate confirmation hearing than anything else. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Is hot dog a sandwich? Describe. Okay, just explain it. I mean, actually, honestly, never mind, because
8 months.
It would probably destroy this country from within. If people started adjudicating, deliberating, endlessly having conversations about whether or not the hot dog is a sandwich or if it's a taco, okay? I mean, that would be fucking awful. It would cripple this country. It would cripple this country from within. Everyone from top to bottom. The stevedores, okay? Dock workers, the fucking welders, the coal miners, all the way up to the, annoying fucking PhD recipients, PhD candidates writing dissertations. Everyone would be talking about this. It would probably cripple this country. It would shake it to its core, and it would destroy this country.
Donald Trump made ISIS illegal.
That's what Russia wants you to talk about. Is hot dog a sandwich?
Republicans pressed for a thorough review.
Do you believe the individual right to keep and bear arms is a fundamental right?
It came after a day of introductions.
Thank you for this historic chance to join the highest court.
The nation's first black female Supreme Court nominee opened her confirmation hearing acknowledging her family.
My parents.
NPR did her dirty this morning. They were talking about her, and they were like, or no, Cory Booker was talking about how her whole family was crying or in the verge of tears. And NPR was like, everyone except for her daughter. I don't know why they just mentioned everyone in Ketanji Brown Jackson's family, except for her daughter, were on the verge of tears. It's just dude, just don't have to add that.
Parents taught me that unlike the many barriers that they had to face growing up, my path was clearer.
And affirming her commitment to the law.
I have been a judge for nearly a decade now, and I take that responsibility and my duty to be independent very seriously. I decide cases from a neutral posture.
Missouri's Josh Hawley ticked through several of Jackson's sentencing decisions, claiming she was too lenient on sex offenders, a claim that has been refuted by the White House and Democratic lawmakers.
I'm not interested in trapping Judge Jackson. I'm not interested.
Bro, that's bullshit. You literally, dude, come on, dog. Come on, dog. Acting like that's not the whole purpose. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Straight up, the only reason, okay?
In trying to play gotcha. I'm interested in her answers.
Answers that she is starting to give today, speaking about how seriously she takes those offenses and what she tells offenders.
That you are contributing to child sex abuse, and then I impose a significant sentence and all of the additional restraints that are available in the law.
Senators are getting 30 minutes apiece to question Judge.
All right, let's hear what fucking John Cornyn had to say, okay?
Sandwich.
John Cornyn had a few thoughts on Ketanji Brown Jackson's legacy and also what she had to say about GWB and Donald Rumsfeld, you know, our big, beautiful boys who were defenders of democracy, who brought democracy to Iraq.
You well, but I've been impressed by our interaction, and you've been gracious and charming. Why in the world would you call Secretary of Defense Rumsfeld and George W. Bush war criminals?
Because they are. That's the answer. Because they are war criminals. Because they did war crimes. That's the reason. That's the answer, that she would correctly call them war criminals. Because they are war criminals. They are. They should be rotting in the bottom of The Hague, which I suspect is not where they hold the prisoners, but the International Criminal Court. They should just like bury them under it. Okay.
Legal filing. It seems so out of character for you.
Senator, you may have been are you talking about briefs or habeas petitions that I filed?
Talking about when you were representing a member of the Taliban, and the Department of Defense identified him as an intelligence officer for the Taliban, and you referred to the Secretary of Defense and the sitting President of the United States as war criminals. Why would you do something like that? It seems so out of character.
Well,
because they are. It'd be so sick. It would be so sick if we had like epic libs again. You know what I mean? Because like epic libs back in the day would just straight up say like Bush is Hitler. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, they do it for Trump too, but now they also suck off Bush at the same time. Imagine if she was like an epic lib who literally was just like, because they are. Because George W. Bush is a war criminal and did 9/11. You know what I mean? Like fucking boom. Blammo. Real blammo moment right there. That'd be fucking absolutely incredible.
Bruh.
Senator, I don't remember that particular reference, and I was representing my clients and making arguments. I'd have to take a look at what you meant. I did not intend to disparage the president or the Secretary of Defense.
Oh, womp womp. That's whack, dude.
Being a war criminal has huge ramifications. You could be
Speaking of being a war criminal having huge ramifications, Joe Biden had a brain fart and was like, "That's right, Jack. Look alive. Vladimir Putin's a war criminal." And like, obviously, to the Norman or even to the international relations understander, like, we know that like every fucking major nation's leader has done war crimes, right? Like, obviously, I mean, it's pretty funny. Like, we're fucking literally war criminals. Our entire government is responsible for endless amounts of war crimes, including like the sanctions on Afghanistan that have currently killed 12,000 children. 12,000 children so far. That's what our sanctions have done to Afghanistan and the government that we put in a position of power. So, you know, we're just doing war crimes like nonstop, right? Which I will get to in a second. But it's wild.
Past 1 year.
But anyway, Joe Brandon said Putin was a war criminal, and basically the Russian government said they're going to completely just pull from any sort of diplomatic conversations. Like, they threatened to say that they would no longer, they called Joe Brandon a fake friend, basically, and said, like, you can't do that. You can't call us a war criminal.
be subject to the jurisdiction of the International Criminal Court and hauled before that international tribunal and tried for war crimes. So it's not a casual comment, I would suggest.
Oh, isn't it? Well, hey, dumbass, like, that's what you deserve. You deserve it too, just for being a fucking piece of shit. How about that? Okay? But, like, they definitely deserve that. In a just world, they literally, that would happen. That is what would happen, except we live in an unjust world where America, unironically, straight the fuck up, have written rules that dictate that if a single fucking diplomat or American, member of the armed forces is extradited to The Hague, that they will fucking invade it. So it doesn't even matter.
jest. Thank you.
His PR team obviously told him to call Putin a war criminal, which he almost fucked up. No, they probably told him not to call Putin a war criminal, and he fucked up and called him a war criminal.
A few points here. Congressman Jim Clyburn was a strong supporter of Michelle Childs, and now I believe he is publicly supporting your nomination. And Michelle Childs has been nominated by President Biden to be a circuit judge, and she will be considered by this committee as quickly as possible. On the issue of Guantanamo, there are currently 39 Guantanamo detainees remaining. The annual budget for Guantanamo is $540 million per year.
That's, hey, brother, that seems like good. It's not waste. Oh, do you have diabetes? Fuck you. Die. Sorry. We got to keep literally imprisoning people in our black site torture prison. Okay? Sorry. For 39 people, brother. 39 people that we need to keep torturing in our black site prison, specifically designed for avoiding habeas corpus laws, like avoiding human rights laws. That's why it's in Guantanamo. Okay? Like, no fucking trial, no due process, devoid of all of that. Specifically built, designed, and put on top of Guantanamo Bay so it's not on American borders, so we can violate human rights all the fucking time and torture these motherfuckers, some of which are literally not even, we don't know. First of all, innocent until proven guilty, except no, they're guilty until proven innocent, except no, they will never be proven innocent because half the time there is no fucking trial. Okay? Only recent, I mean, there are some trials. Ketanji Brown Jackson is one of the fucking trial lawyers that defended a supposedly quote unquote Taliban asset. So $500 million a year for a prison with less than 50 inmates is the greatest example of U.S. priorities and tax expenditures. Fuck yeah, dude. We're hiring a lot of people, dude. There's a McDonald's on that island. What do you mean? The United States pays Cuba $4,000 a month in rent for Guantanamo. Yeah, that's like bullshit too. Yeah, there was one that was proven innocent and then kept another 7 years after being found innocent during Obama's time. That's also true. It's fucking dope. It's sick. We are so we're literally the worst country on the planet, dude. It's so fucking dumb. I think the desperation in which people are like clinging on to Russia also being bad kind of reveals why people are doing that, because like progressives want like another villain so that like people like me will shut the fuck up about America being the main villain. You know what I mean? But like I will never shut the fuck up about America being the main villain, because we are the bad guys. We do bad things all the fucking time. And you are literally stupid for not recognizing it or trying to desperately hide that truth from yourself so you can maintain your fifis about American exceptionalism and America being like a really sick, cool, and humanitarian country to live in. A country that doesn't even care about its own fucking citizens that haven't even committed crimes or anything. You know what I mean? Let alone its own citizens that have.
Means each of these detainees is being held at the expense of $12 or $13 million per year. If they would be incarcerated at Florence, Colorado, the Supermax prison, federal prison, the amount would be dramatically less. Since 9/11, nearly 1,000 convicted in the United States on terrorism charges. Since 2009, with the beginning of the Obama administration, the recidivism rate of Guantanamo detainees released is 5%.
Mr. Chairman, according to the Director of National Intelligence, is 31%. Somebody is wrong here. If you're going to talk about what I said, I'm going to respond to what you said. If we close Gitmo and move them to Colorado, do you support indefinite detention under the law of war for these detainees?
By the way, he's saying it. They're openly talking about it. It's because we can't do indefinite detention without a trial if they move to Colorado. If they move to the United States, like we can't keep torturing them permanently. You know, we can't fucking waterboard them. we can still torture them because like the American criminal justice system is awful and does do torture. That's why Norway will never extradite prisoners to the United States of America, for the record, because they consider it an unimaginable violation of human rights to be imprisoned in the United States of America. Okay. Murat Kurnaz, who was in Guantanamo Bay, was my classmate's brother. Insane stuff that went on there. Fuck this place. I live in Colorado. I don't think Coloradans should be tortured.
I would just say I'm giving the facts, and
The answer is no.
I want to make sure that it's clear. The 31% you referred to goes back to the year 2009? 2000.
What does it matter when it goes back to? We had them and they got loose and they started killing people.
Well, I could just say that.
If you're one of the people killed in 2005, does it matter to you when we release them?
Suggest that a president of your own party released him in.
I'm suggesting the system has failed miserably, and advocates to change this system, like she was advocating, would destroy our ability to protect this country. We're at war. We're not fighting a crime. This is not some passage of time event. As long as they're dangerous, I hope they all die in jail if they're going to go back and kill Americans. It won't bother me one bit if
Shut the fuck up, dude. What a paper tiger. Like, the only way he can posture is like by literally talking about how he loves torturing people. You know what I mean? Without fucking due process. Shut the fuck up, bitch. How about you go to Guantanamo Bay and get fucking blasted all day, every day, you fucking asshole. Just so fucked up, dude. It is like our criminal justice system is already disgusting as it is. Just putting them in normal fucking human rights violation factory, aka American prisons, is fine. You know what I mean? But no, you can't do that, because then you can't have indefinite suspension, indefinite detention for without any sort of fucking trial whatsoever.
39 of them die in prison. That's a better outcome than letting them go. And if it costs $500 million to keep them in jail, keep them in jail, because they're going to go back to the fight. Look at the friggin' Afghan government. It's made up of...
They're going to go back to the fight? Dude, Donald Trump literally took the leader of the Taliban out of a fucking Pakistani prison, flew him into wherever the fuck they were having the negotiating the terms of their conditional withdrawal, did not even bring the Afghan puppet government that we had installed to the table, because the Taliban was like, no, okay, no, absolutely not. Afghanistan is ours. And this motherfucker's like, I can't believe you. We need to kill these folks. I mean, look at Afghanistan. It's fucked up. Bitch, we have caused irreparable harm in Afghanistan, okay? We did that. You did that. You were a part of that. You were, like, responsible for it. It's fucking mind-boggling.
Former detainees at Gitmo. This whole thing by the left about this war ain't working.
Let me also note that Larry Thompson, who served as Deputy Attorney General under President George W. Bush, Oren Kerr, Special Counsel, Viet Den, who served as Assistant Attorney General for Legal Policy in the George W. Bush administration, John Bellinger, and former D.C. Circuit Judge, Solicitor General, and Independent Counsel Ken Starr were also prominent conservative lawyers signing a letter defending attorneys who represented Guantanamo Bay detainees. I don't believe that we should associate that activity as being inconsistent with our constitutional values. We are going to at this point, recognize Senator Feinstein and then take a break after she has completed her questioning. Senator Feinstein.
Thank you very much.
Of the 5 men we released from Gitmo as part of the prisoner swap for Sergeant Bergdale, here's where they're at. Mohammed Fazal was appointed Deputy Minister of Defense. Noor was appointed Acting Minister of Borders and Tribal Affairs. Waziki was appointed as Acting Intelligence Director. Kerr, again, Acting Minister of Information, Culture, Defense. Omar was appointed as the new governor of the southeastern province of Khost. These were 5 people that we had in our control that are now helping the Taliban run the country. Would you say that our system in terms of releasing people needs to be re-looked at?
Senator, what I'd say is that that's not a job for the courts in this way. That
As an American, does that bother you?
well, obviously, Senator, any repeated criminal behavior or repeated attacks, acts of war, bother me as an American.
Well, it bothers me. While I will not hold it against you, nor should I, the fact that you represent Gitmo detainees, I think it's time to look at this system new, folks. When 31% of the people are going back to fight to kill Americans and now running the Taliban government, we have gone wrong somewhere. Are we still at war?
So the AUMF, the authorization for military force, is still in effect. Congress has authorized the use of force against people in this way.
But do you personally believe that Al-Qaeda, ISIS-type groups are still at war with us?
I think, yes. I mean, I think we...
So we're still in a state of war with certain elements of radical Islam to this very day?
I believe that's documented, yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to change my pants. It's fucking really cranking out the AC in the house today. A little cold for shorts. Even though it's 81 degrees and sunny here in California, Los Angeles. Sorry, folks. Didn't want to flex on you like that. But, my Lord.
Anyone
Very
else
cold.
punch Lindsey Graham in the face?
Anyway.
Why don't they ask her about the top of the hour?
I'll talk to you a little bit about family and faith, because in your opening statement,
how important is faith to you?
and the people who introduced you to the committee, there was very glowing praise of you as a person, a good friend. You have a wonderful family. You should be proud, and your faith matters to you. What faith are you, by the way?
Senator, I am Protestant.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Non-denominational.
Okay. Could you fairly judge a Catholic?
Senator.
3 months, Babby.
Dude, he's doing the meme. He's doing the Amy COVID Barrett meme. That's why he's doing this. Doing the Amy COVID Barrett meme. He's like doing... This is like epic liberal guy, but on the Republican side, okay? He's doing that thing. This is the Lin-Manuel Miranda of like being a Republican, okay? Just fucking be racist, dude. That's like way more understandable than this shit,
How
okay?
about they release the top of the hour ad
I
break?
hate it. I hate it when like Republicans try to do that. Like, I hate it when Democrats do it, obviously, and that's all they fucking do. When they're constantly like, oh yeah, well, they didn't have this kind of consideration for a brilliant, bold woman like Amy COVID Barrett. It's like the same shit that he's trying to do.
I have a record of
I think the
fairly
answer would be yes.
judging everyone.
I believe you can. I'm just asking this question because how important is your faith to you?
Senator, personally, my faith is very important. But as you know, there's no religious test in the Constitution under Article 6, and
there will be none with me.
And it's very important to set aside one's personal views.
Yeah.
About things in the role of a judge.
I couldn't agree with you more, and I believe you can. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how faithful would you say you are in terms of religion? You know, I go to church probably 3 times a year, so that speaks poorly of me. Or do you attend church regularly?
Well, Senator, I am reluctant to talk about my faith in this way just because I want to be mindful of the need for the public to have confidence in my ability to separate out my personal views.
Well, how would you feel if a senator up here said, your faith, a dogma, lives loudly within you, and that's of concern? How would you feel if somebody up here on our side said, you know, you attend church?
Here it is, boys. Come on. A lot of you didn't understand what he was trying to do. A lot of you didn't understand what he was trying to do until, you know, right at this very moment. He's being an epic-based fucking, you know, debate guy, okay? There it is. He's doing an epic like, oh, well, it wasn't okay against Amy COVID Barrett, and it's not okay against you, okay? There.
Somebody up here on our side said, you know, you attend church too much for me, or your faith is a little bit different to me, and they would suggest that it would affect your decision.
This is a real Bazinga moment, okay? He just pulled off the biggest Bazinga. He's gonna, oh man, the country club boys are gonna love that one, you know?
Would you find that offensive?
Senator,
I would if I were you. I found it offensive when they said it about Judge Barrett. The reason I ask these questions is I have no doubt that your faith is important to you, and I have zero doubt
there you go.
that you can adjudicate people's cases fairly.
There you go. He did it. Oh, Bazinga, you know. Judge Jackson, could you tell us properly at the top of the hour that there's a 60-second ad break, or will you lie to the HasanAbi broadcast watchers and not tell them that there's a top of the hour ad break that's coming for them? That's right. Will you tell those who are watching that if you no longer want to see those ads, that all you need to do is subscribe for $5, or if you don't have $5, for free with a Twitch Prime? As long as you got an Amazon account, you can connect to your Twitch account. You do that. Yes, okay, well, maybe if you're lucky, you can get gifted a sub as well, but not everyone is lucky. You make your own luck around these parts. Here's the 1-minute ad break now. Blammo. Yeah, we'll get to the racist babies in a second. Hold on. Jackson has just claims I'm being soft on crime.
What do you say to people who say you're soft on crime or even anti-law enforcement? Because
bro, that's a Dark Souls build, dude. This is like literally like a Dark Souls character.
you accepted your duties as a public defender.
Thank you, Senator. I would make I'd make 3 observations in response to those critiques. The first is that as someone who has had family members on patrol and in the line of fire, I care deeply about public safety.
Motherfucker hollowed out.
I know what it's like to have loved ones who go off to protect and to serve, and the fear of not knowing whether or not they're going to come home again because of crime in the community. As you said, my brother patrolled the streets of Baltimore, and I had 2 uncles who were career law enforcement, including...
How do I feel about her answers? I think she's doing fine. I mean, she's like... Bro, this is the Joe Brandon administration. You think they're going to put up a fucking, like, super epic-based person? No, obviously not. Like, doing all right. I mean...
I want to poke him with a bullet.
She's doing as best as anyone would while being literally fucking brutalized. Straight up being brutalized by people who are hitting her with the worst, like, bad faith bullshit, you know?
One who became the chief of police of the City of Miami Police Department
in the 1990s. So crime and the effects on the community and the need for law enforcement, those are not abstract concepts or political slogans to me. The second observation.
I love when chatters just like lose their minds and go, two pots fucking. I got it, bro. Like, I know what that is. Like, I know, I've seen it. You don't have to just like, you've given up on being like, oh, this is a chiropractor cracking the back of another one. You're just like, two pots fucking, bro. Hey, what's up? What's going on, HasanAbi? Oh, we're watching someone get fucking confirmed. We're watching the confirmation hearing for, you know, the first African American woman Supreme Court justice. That's two pots fucking, bro.
That I would make is that as a lawyer and as a citizen, I care deeply about our Constitution and about the rights that make us free. As you say, criminal defense lawyers perform a service, and our system is exemplary throughout the world precisely because
I'm actually kind of surprised that Republicans are not jumping on the Joe Brandon is, you know, has elected you or has appointed you just because you're a black woman and that's racist. Like, because they were saying that before, and kind of surprised that they're not anymore.
I did it, brain rot time.
Maybe they'll bring it out. That's too blatantly racist. They can't say that to her face.
we ensure that people who are accused of crimes are treated fairly.
10 months, hell
It's
yeah.
very important to me in that capacity as a lawyer and as a citizen. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say the third thing I would say is as a judge. As a judge, I care deeply about the rule of law.
Yeah,
and I know that in order for us to have a functioning society, we have to have people being held accountable for committing crimes. But we have to do so fairly under our Constitution. As a judge
5 months,
who has to decide how to handle these cases, I know it's important to have arguments from both sides, to have competent counsel. And it doesn't mean that lawyers condone the behavior of their clients. They're making arguments on behalf of their clients.
Yeah, I mean,
in defense of the Constitution and in service of the court. And it is a service.